Well, let's work out 6 basic algebra problems. I'll start out pretty simple, and then along the way we'll develop a few shortcuts, so watch for those. So in the first one, x plus 7 is equal to 9. We want to solve for x. And 7 is added to x, so we're going to subtract it from both sides. So subtracting 7 from both sides leaves x is equal to 9 minus 7, or x is equal to 2. And you can check that just by plugging it back into the equation. 2 plus 7 indeed equals 9. Now for the next one, there's a 4 subtracted from x, and we need to get rid of that in order to get x by itself. So we're just going to add 4 to both sides. When you add 4 and negative 4, you get 0, so you really have x plus 0, or just x on the left. And on the right, it's 12 plus 4 is 16, and so x is equal to 16. Check that out by just plugging it back in, and you get the answer you expected. Now the third problem is going to take us 2 steps, because we have something added to the x, but we also have something multiplied by x. The easiest thing to do is get rid of that 1 by moving it to the left, or sorry, to the right by subtraction. 11 minus 1 is 10. And then we divide away that 2. It's multiplied, so we divide it away. 2 over 2 is 1, to get x is equal to 5. Again, plug that back in. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 gives us 11. So we got the right answer. We'll do the same thing on number 4. First, we'll get rid of that dangling 4 by adding it to both sides. So adding 4 to negative 4 gives us 0. And adding 4 to negative 5 gives us negative 1. Okay, so 3x is equal to negative 1. And now we need to get rid of that 3, so we do that by division on both sides. And we have x is equal to minus 1/3. Now if we plug that back in, we get 3 times negative 1/3 is negative 1, minus 4 is negative 5. So that works. Number 5, let's throw in some fractions. We love fractions. We're going to have to get rid of that 1/2, so we'll subtract it from the left and the right. We always have to do the same thing on either side. So 1/2 minus 1/2 on the left is just x plus 0, or x. And now we have 9 minus 1/2. Now, in order to do this, we're going to have to get a common denominator, so we'll multiply 9 by 2 over 2 to get 18 over 2 minus 1/2, which gives us 17 halves. So x is 17 halves. And finally, we'll do number 6 in the same way. We'll add 3/5 to both sides. So we have 3x is equal to 9 plus 3/5. We need to take care of that addition on the right side, so we'll multiply 9 by 5 over 5 to get a common denominator. And that's going to give us, what is that going to be, 45/5 plus 3/5. Yeah, which is 48/5. And that's not going to reduce, but we still have to divide by that 3. So if we divide by 3, that's the same as multiplying 48/5 by 1/3. And let's see, 3 does go into 48, so we can do that. And that's going to give us, what, 16 over 5.